dick.
Are we live?
We are now. What's going on?
There?
Welcome to another episode of Horror Research 30, and tonight we are reviewing. Where's the overlay, Aaron? Come on, you're a professional now. There you go. Hang on.
Oh shit, he's here.
Yeah.
Here.
What the fuck, dude? I didn't think you were gonna make it.
I didn't think I was either. We got some plans, but I pushed them off a little bit so they could come and do this thing.
I just
Nice.
got so excited, man. I'm like more excited than before.
Excellent.
Fuck.
But we're here. You guys don't know the review Vengeance, and I'm excited for it. I know these guys are too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's dive right in. Look at this. Dadpool, as usual.
What's up, brother?
Love this guy right here.
Thanks, Dad.
Love these Friday fan films. Let's go. Awesome supporter right here.
I remember like surfing through YouTube and finding Never Hike Alone in the Woods and watching it and being like, people make these? And then I went down a whole rabbit hole and I found Vengeance. And Friday the 13th Part 6 is my favorite in the Friday the 13th franchise. And, you know, with Vengeance and a little bit of Never Hike in the Woods, but especially in Vengeance, they're carrying on that Part 6 legacy. And you guys have like most of the cast and people involved with Friday the 13th Part 6 in this, which is great. And you guys brought in the Jason's dad story angle that was supposed to be in Jason 6 but got cut.
Yeah.
See, and I never knew that. So when I saw this, I was like, holy shit, what is this? This is a whole new direction for me.
What I thought was really dope is how you had the original Jason, well, from Part 2, Steve Dash, you had CJ Graham, and then I like how Jason took Jason out. Basically, we didn't see it happen, but Jason took Jason out. And then, Brooks, you are the funniest character in the whole damn movie.
Louis, baby.
Louis.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Goodness. I do, and I told my wife I was going to ask you this. So I know you played Jason. So for that scene where you're killing yourself, I guess, how did you guys shoot that? Like, who was playing Jason for that, or how did you guys do that?
Yeah, one of our executive producer backers, paid for that role to be able to be Jason in the movie and to perform a kill. So it made the most sense for him to kill me. And so we threw him in a costume and put him up on a box to make him taller and had him perform the kill.
Nice.
Joe Castro did the effects, did an amazing job.
Oh hell yeah, the effects were awesome. The kills were just out of this world. Out of this freaking world. And I gotta say, you did an excellent job playing Jason. I like how you made it your own too, but you had an attitude with him and like a certain movement, certain walks, and just the way you would like turn your head up, kind of like how all the Jasons did in every single movie, one way or another. That's something, a sound or whatever. Just how you did that, great, but did it in your own way. But still, I feel like paid homage to the films. Well, stick with 6, but with the films in general, but still made it your own, which I thought was dope and unique. It was real dope.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I spent like 36 hours watching behind the scenes with all the actors who played Jason, studying them all, trying to figure out their moves and all that. Talked to CJ Graham and say, what are your advice? What are your moves? And he told me, lead with the chest. Every step is powerful. All these things. I talked to Steve, and Steve pulled me aside one night when we were filming. We're at his house in Florida, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to give you some advice. I know you've been studying us. You've been watching us, doing all these things to be Jason. I just want to tell you, you got it. You have the moves. You have the height. You got what it takes. I enjoy watching you play this character. But if I can give you one piece of advice, is just be yourself. Don't be me. Don't be Kane. Don't be CJ." He said, Ted White didn't look to me. CJ didn't look to him, and Kane didn't look to CJ. Like, we didn't look at each other and like try to mimic each other. And that's what makes each Jason special. So just when you put that mask on, be your own Jason. And so every time I put the mask on, and those words go through my head every time. And so I just kind of got on set and I just let it go and just let what happens. And I think a little bit of all the pieces I've picked up along the way kind of like fell into who my version of Jason is.
That's so dope.
It is.
So, Peter, I know you didn't direct this one, but I'm hoping maybe but what's the process like? Because you're obviously following Friday the 13th Part 6. And with Roseblood, you got some of the actors, but in this one, you got the guy who wrote and directed the movie that, predates this one. Do you know what that experience was like getting him on board?
Well, I mean, Jason can tell you about it. Him and Jeremy Brown, the director, right? Jason, tell me if I'm wrong on any of this. Basically knew Tom, reached out to Tom, saw him at a convention kind of thing. And what we were saying before is that there's some outtakes you could find online of drawings they're like sketch drawings or of Elias, the father, meeting at the end of the movie, but the studio never let Tom shoot that. So, but we always knew that. I know these guys knew it. So I think when they reached out to Tom, they basically said to him, hey, how would you continue the story if you had to? And I know that Tom was a big part of writing with Jeremy. What's the other gentleman's name, Jason?
Mike Mead.
Mike Mead, and basically had a big influence on that, and then was on set to make that come true. So Tom was a big part of like the whole vision of everything happening. So I mean, Jason was more involved with that, but as far as like Jason stuff, Jason knows I'm a big Jason fan. So he once in a while he'd run something by me, or how did I walk this way, or what do you think about this mask? So I was kind of a guru at times when he asked me for that.
Yeah, when I was surfing through YouTube looking for Friday the 13th films, because this is my second favorite horror franchise, and then I saw I interviewed Paul Taylor, and he had mentioned he was going to be in Vengeance, and then eventually we got around to interviewing Tom and CJ Graham, and just finding out that these people were involved with the continuation of Friday the 13th in some way. It's so exciting that you guys are able to get the original people involved to help you with your projects.
And oh, go ahead.
And that was the thing with Tom McLaughlin. Like Peter said, you got the storyboards. You could find those everywhere online of the original ending of Part 6. The studio, they didn't want to go and commit to having Elias Voorhees in the film for the next one. So they're like, we don't know who's going to direct it and write it. So we don't want to commit to that. So they canceled it. And when we wanted to tell that Elias story, we talked to Tom McLaughlin and told him what we were thinking and what the story was, and said, we want to actually open the movie. If this is a continuation of, let's open it with your original ending. And as Jeremy Brown and I were talking, I said, we should get Tom McLaughlin to actually play the Gravekeeper in that scene. And so he agreed, and it was just a surreal moment for him. He talked about and CJ to be back together doing the scene. He's like, after 30 years, this silly little scene I wrote 30 years ago that never made it is being made now, and it's just crazy. So
that is awesome.
That's awesome.
How do you guys get the idea to bring CJ in to play Elias?
Oh, that was so originally, before it was Vengeance, it was called Mythos, and it was just gonna be a short film. And when we were trying to get our campaign going for that, it kind of failed. In a way that we just didn't have a big following. No one knew who we were yet. So we were sitting in my apartment, Jeremy Brown and I, and I said, well, let's just redo it. It's like, we have a choice. We can give up, walk away, or just keep going. And I said, first, let's get rid of the Mythos name and let's go with Vengeance, your original working title. And I said, and Jeremy always wanted to tell the Elias story. I said, let's do that. And he said, well, who do we get to play Elias? We have to get a really good, strong actor. And I was like, well, let's talk to CJ Graham. And Jason from Part 6 being the father, that'd be pretty epic. He's like we're just going to call CJ up and ask him. I was like, why not?
Yeah.
So we had a couple of beers. Jeremy sent him the email, and he wrote back right that night and said, yeah, let's talk tomorrow. Let's talk tomorrow and discuss it. So we did. He saw the trailer. He saw all the work we've been doing. And it happened to be June 13th, Friday the 13th, when CJ called us back, and he's like, yeah, I'm in, let's do this. So,
the stars have aligned.
Yeah.
The portal has opened. He is released
Exactly.
from hell.
I really dug the sequence where you guys redo the opening sequence of Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
But through Elias's point of view, I really dug that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I got a question in the comments for you right there, Jason.
How does Jason handle
the stardom of being on the Mount Rushmore of playing Jason Voorhees?
Oh man, there's a lot of pressure. I know before the movie came out, people were asking me that, and it was a lot, because like I was saying, I can make or break the film with my performance. If I suck as Jason, no one's going to care about the rest of the movie. You could have any other actor fail miserably, fall on their face, and be terrible in the movie, and people still enjoy it. But if the Jason is bad, no one's going to care. Like, you can have Oscar-winning performances from everyone else, but if Jason is bad, so there was a lot of pressure to make sure I performed right and did right, and I just kind of had to let go and do my best, and just bring what I could to the table, and luckily it seemed to work out.
That's awesome.
If I can comment on the Mount Rushmore, I agree with that gentleman's saying that I think he's honestly the best Jason out there right now. We haven't had a Jason since 2009. And Derek Mears was great, but Derek Mears hasn't played it since then, and Jason Brooks has played it 5 times.
Wow.
And to Jason's point right there, I'm pretty anal about Jason stuff, and I barely had to talk to him about anything. And the great thing is, even the haters, right? We have a lot of them. Even those people, when they critique any film that Jason and I have been in or Jason's been in, nobody ever says Jason sucked. Nobody ever said that the Jason was bad or the moves were bad. Everybody always loves Jason Brooks. He basically is like born to play the part. He never messes up. He looks so much different than other fan film Jasons, in my opinion.
Yeah, one of the things that really impressed me with this movie is the acting. Like with a lot of fan films, even in Roseblood, a lot of fan films and stuff, the acting never really is great, but it was really good in these last 2 movies that we've reviewed on this show so far.
Thank you.
It's been very impressive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure last week I said several times that these 2 films, the 2 Vengeances, are kind of my top of fan films for the ones that I discovered and found. So I really liked Roseblood, but for some reason these had stuck in my mind. I went on down a rabbit hole, and these for some reason are just there, and like I've watched them 2 or 3 times.
Oh, I appreciate it so much.
Jason, how many kills are in V1? 51 or something? 40?
I think it was like 46 or something.
46. Yeah.
Coming for the real record over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in Jason X, the ship went through the city, so they said it was 10,000 people in there.
What?
Right here.
On-screen kills.
I'm gonna.
On-screen kills is
Do
only
that,
like
Bull.
150, 160 or something like that.
Yeah, Brooks, how many did you have? How many's in V2?
Oh, V2 I think was like 40, 36 to 40.
Woo!
So that's what, 82? Hold on, I gotta grab my card. That's 82, right?
Something like that.
Well, I gotta check my list here. 82. Jason has 18, so that's 90. 90, bro. And then I don't think we really count Mythos, up to you. And then in the other film, it's hinted that you kill at the end in the dream sequence, but I don't think you kill anybody on screen.
Yeah.
So 90.
Nice. Nice.
Not bad.
Dude, we should do a stat with that. I'm gonna put you in there because you might have. How many does Kane have in the 4 films? It's not 90, dude. It's not. He wasn't even in 9, really.
I think someone told me that. I think part 6 had the highest kills with like 16 or something, or 18.
Yeah,
I thought
X and Jason Goes to Hell were the 2 that had the most in the series. I think one had like 16 and the other one has 17. It was out by like 1. Or no. We did this the other day, didn't we, Sturdy?
Wasn't like 24 and 25?
I thought it was it was 24,
24 and 25, and it's not
That's
Jason. It's not Jason 9. It's Jason X and 6, I think, or 1 and 2. I think.
I forgot which 2 it was, but I know it was 24, 23. They're off by 1.
Yeah. I think it was Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell, because Jason Goes to Hell, he just goes fucking bonkers. Like, he just starts murdering every scene, basically. I think he averaged like a kill and a half every scene, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was insane. I love that shit.
But I really like the hints in this one. Like, we see the Necronomicon from Evil Dead
in the beginning, which was awesome.
We hear stories about Springwood, Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
I was paying attention this time for all the background stuff.
Especially since we know how encoded you are, you know, how fucking...
I like how you guys flipped it with, instead of Pamela Voorhees being the one killing because her son dies, it's Elias Voorhees. I love how he pulls Jason out of the water. I thought that was cool. And then with the Necronomicon stuff, but then when you see him doing all the kills, and it's like, especially the kill when they go upstairs, reminiscent to the original kill in the first one, I was like, that's so dope.
I met her at Monster Mania, And I told Brooks this, and I brought I put the Vengeance on the phone, and I showed her the new intro. I'm like, look, we have the same outfits. They got the same guitar. They got everything, and we rewrote it different. She was like blown away by it.
That's
Blown
awesome.
away. She's like, oh my god, that's so awesome. And then I seen her again at Aaron at the camp.
Nice.
She was there, and she remembered me and the movie and stuff like that. So to show her, you know, what Jason and Jeremy did there was just so cool. She was like blown away. She had no idea that she even had fans. That was her first convention,
Wow.
let alone that a fan film was made with her part, you know.
Wow.
And with that, Cody Newton is the one who shot that scene. And
he did.
I remember he was just like a second cameraman at the time, being brought in to help do B unit and everything. And it was important to me. Like, I spent a lot of time set dressing and decorating to make sure that everything looked like the old movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went over and saw Cody, there's just this B camera dude. He's like on his phone watching the original, and he's doing steps. He's like 1, 2, right, left, straight, left, 1, 2. And he was like trying to get the choreography of walking through the cabin. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I just got to get it right. You know, it's like a dance. You go through here, and the camera moves here, and the POV moves here, then 2 steps forward and left. And that really stuck with me a lot. And his ability to capture action sequences too. So that's why I brought Cody on as the director of photography for the second one, is because his passion for filmmaking and attention to detail. Because, you know, there's some people that work on films that are like, no one's going to notice, no one's going to care, but it mattered to me, you know. And
fix it in post.
And fans, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a good sequence, and people bring that up, how great it was and how close it was to the original. So
yeah, I love hearing stuff like that, and it's cool to hear, like, you're not just hearing from or about the actors and the actresses. You're hearing about the cameraman, the second cameraman, just like things that they're doing and picking up and doing on their own. And I love that you say that, because a lot of times people that aren't in front of the camera, people that are behind the camera, don't get as much appreciation as they should, and as much shout outs as they should, because it's like, without them, there's no, you know, I know the whole team thing, writers and all that, the whole team thing, but it's just cool when you guys. And what you see it mostly with indie films, you don't see it in Hollywood, of course, but with indie films, you guys are always showing love to everybody. I think that's a really important thing. And
oh yeah, you can't do it without all of them.
I think it helps with the quality of fan films, especially if you're working with the same team for, say, a few movies. Because if you're now just like showing how you appreciate them, they're going to start. I think people will start caring less. They're working on your guys' films. Like, okay, well, I'm just here to be here. I'm not that important. So,
whose idea was it to bring Tommy Jarvis back into the fold?
That was part of Jeremy Brown's original script. So a few years before we filmed Vengeance, Jeremy Brown met Tom Matthews at a convention and talked to him. And so he was like, hey, here's our script. It's called, at the time it was Vengeance, then flipped to Mythos, but he was like, here's what we're doing, what we'd like to have you in the film. And at the time, Tom had said, oh yeah, I'm working on another fan film as well. So yeah, this is great. And he agreed. And then as we filmed Vengeance, unfortunately, the day we were going to sign him on, he had to go out and say, oh, no, sorry, I have a conflict being pulled off of this one because of someone else I'm working with. So I can't do this one right now, but love to work with you in the future. So we had to leave that cliffhanger at the end of the movie, which, you know, in hindsight, worked out great for me for the sequel. So yeah, but that was always part of the original story. It was always going to be a sequel to Part 6, always focus on Tommy Jarvis's daughters looking for Tommy. So
I like that twist. I'm glad we got it with you guys doing it, because now knowing that and hearing about it more, it's like, why wasn't that with the original films? And honestly, it would have probably helped with the rest of the Friday the 13th series. If you have, I love Part 7, don't get me wrong, but say after Part 7, you can somehow tie, I'm sure you can tie Elias' story with Part 7 the way Part 7 was still, one way or another, with the original Part 7. But the ones after that could have been a lot better with Elias put in there one way or another, even if he's put in after Part 7. The story after Part 7. And then
you could do a trilogy of just Tommy coming after Elias in their battle, you know?
Absolutely. And I know Tommy Jarvis was supposed to make an appearance if they had made the Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, which became a comic book. I really wish they had brought him back into the fold in the movies. That's why I'm glad that I hate calling these fan films because they're done so well, but I'm glad like the fan community has been putting him back in these movies, played by the same actor too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, talking about the fan film, calling them fan films, like C.J. Graham, he talked to me. He's like, can we just call it an independent film or something? Do we have to call it a fan film? And like, yeah, legally we do, because, you know, while we do have support of like the original writers, the original cast and crew, and all the teams, we don't have the rights, you know, and but then all the actors and the crew, they're all working on this. It's the same, you know, basic cast and crew that did the originals. It's the same kind of thing. And CJ Graham told me too, when I was talking to him about it, he's like, oh, I can't wait till you're on the stage with me and being a Jason. I'm like, oh, I'm a fan film Jason, you know, you're the real deal. And he stopped me and he's like, are you putting on this big old sweaty costume for feature film? I said, yeah. You doing all your own stunts? Yeah. You're doing everything I did plus more. You're doing props, you're doing costumes, you're doing way more than I did. So you deserve to be on the stage as much or more. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and we have the same people mixed on from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, 4, Blade, Leatherface, Boogie Nights. He was like a major production designer in the 80s. He worked on Vengeance also and helped do our production design. So we had real people from 80s horror, you know, royalty working on this. And it's just the only thing was that we could not say Paramount was up our ass trying to give us direction on what to do. So, yeah, it's just a funny thing though, because I do, when I hear fan film, I always think of a backyard thing. I always think of like friends hanging out, and those are fun. You know, sometimes you get some really fun ideas from those, but it's a weird thing you gotta do.
This question is for both Peter and Jason. So what makes you guys, you know, you decide, I want to make a film. What makes you decide to make a fan film as opposed to writing something out and following that? Is it because of the love for the Friday the 13th lore?
Well, for me, I always loved Friday the 13th and the Jason character, and growing up with the name Jason, I always felt like I had a little connection to that.
Me
but
too.
But I just auditioned for the role at first. I just wanted to be a part of it, you know, in some way. So that's how I got involved. And then when it came to part 2, I wasn't going to. I didn't want to make a part 2. I was, you know, ready to move on to some original things, but the fans just kept begging for it and wanting it. They wanted to see where the story was going and they needed more. So I finally agreed after.
I was poking you too.
I was going to say after.
Yeah, I was poking you pretty good.
After Peter and Sean agreed to like help me with it, I said I can't do it alone, and they're like, "No, we got you. We'll be there. You got to do it." Then I finally was like, "All right, fine, let's do it." So that's my side of it. Peter, he's just insane.
You know, do you want me to speak on my involvement with Vengeance? Because I didn't write the film or anything. Or do you want me to talk about Rosebud? You want to talk about Vengeance? Oh, so Rosebud was, I worked with Jason for Vengeance 1. I acted in Fall of Camp Blood. I was actually part of the Voorhees project too. So I've always been a huge Jason fan. Then I was on screen with Jason, and I just kind of got the bug, and I was running like the website and the marketing and stuff like that. And then I just came up with that idea of doing a part 7, because we became friends with I became a lot of friends with a lot of the real actors. Like I know Kane, and then I go to tons of conventions and I meet them all, and I was on decent level. I was decent with Steve Dash too. And then I'm like, why can't I just make a 7 and go from there? And then it was go get Lar. You got Lar, you got Terry, you got Kevin, and it just became humongous. So for me, it was like I saw what these guys did, and I was like, oh, I'm going to make one. I think I could do one, like a little short. It was supposed to be, but it turned into a full-length movie. So that was my passion. I mean, look behind me. Ever since I was 6 years old watching Friday the 13th films, I've been Jason every single year for Halloween that I can remember. So I cosplayed as Savini Jason. I'm a humongous Jason fan, even more than Friday the 13th. Like all these shadow boxes are just Jason items and Jason pictures, not all Friday the 13th.
I think honestly though, Peter, I think that's what it is with us Friday the 13th fans. It's Jason. You're the real fan of Jason, like
right?
Because I mean, it's to the point to where Jason's such an iconic character. You could throw Michael and Freddy in there too, where people that don't even watch horror know horror. They know those masks. They know those faces. They know who those 3 are. Even little kids that have never heard of those movies, never seen those movies. Like my niece knows who Jason is. She's never seen these movies.
Yeah.
My nephew's 5, and at 3 we were like, no, you're not watching this. No, but he's funny. They're funny. To all of the, you know, the Mount Rushmore. It's like, what the hell?
But I mean, they're everywhere now. If you think about it, we have the games, the merch, the awesome films. Then you have the toy, like I mean, even to the version of like they make them like kiddie version to where they're cute for little kids, where they're not scared of. It's still like the Jason mask, but like little kitty smile thing on and all that.
Yeah.
And it's like that's so cool that it's like that now.
Yeah.
Where it's
Jason's in Robot Chicken.
See,
He's in
Family
The
Guy.
Simpsons. He's in Family Guy. He's been in everything.
Which is great.
Yeah.
He was the best part of Scream 6 when they show him for that couple seconds in the movie.
Oh, I just got my 4K copy of that.
Part
I
8.
haven't seen that yet.
Yes, part 8.
Oh, damn! You ruined it. Well, you didn't hear nothing online either, Jason?
No, and my son, my oldest son, he's almost 23. Scream is his favorite franchise, and
Me
so
too.
he's probably seen the new one a couple times and hasn't told me yet. So
Oh, my bad.
Should we not?
no,
Talk about
it's
it?
all good. It's my fault. It's been a while. It's been out.
I got to talk about it. Fuck Jason. So it's Scream goes to New York and they're in Manhattan, and then he walks in the thing, and there's Jason Takes Manhattan on TV. I'm like, oh man, I was so excited to move there. I'm like, oh yeah, that was on purpose.
Nice.
Yeah. That was good shit. I like the homage like that. There was a couple homages to other stuff in Scream 6.
There was. I appreciated that. I love.
Bro, I got Scream 6 number 2. I got it 1-2. I got it 1-6-2.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's how much I liked it.
that's how I have it rated too. I loved it.
Loved
Especially I guessed the killers early on, but I still love the movie.
Yeah.
I guess 2 of the 3. So,
It's my fault.
That
I
was
haven't
sorry.
seen it yet.
That was real bad. Yeah, I loved it, dude. I just, to be able to rewrite something like that and not make it stupid or stale again was just phenomenal. And to me, the best action and the best kills out of all of them.
I need to host Scary Snobs with Peter. He's a much better taste in horror movies.
Who you hosted with?
Sturdy.
Guy right here.
Oh, the ones I've seen then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, hater of Scream. I don't like.
I was, bro. I'm not a big Scream fan either. I'm older, I'm 47, and like Riley, who's 25, 26, he loves that shit. That's like their Friday 13th. They grew up with it. So, but I never liked it. It just is not scary at what I'm saying? Like he trips over himself 48,000 fucking times. But then again, you can make fun of Jason. So
you can make fun of any of them.
Yeah.
I do like the mask. I'll give him that. And the kills were better in this last one, in part 6. And I'm gonna watch part 7 because I'm a completionist. And I'm even gonna go through all of them when the next one comes out, just because I forgot all of it. But I've seen worse. I've seen Blood Lake, so.
Jason, Aaron Sir Sturdy got me into Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And then he got me into, what the fuck was the other one? Jaws, Santa Jaws?
Thanksgiving, Santa Jaws.
Yeah.
Evil Bong, like all that shit, bro.
Ginger Dead Man, Evil Bong, Evil Bong versus the Ginger Dead Man.
There's like 20 Evil Bongs. I'm not joking.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
All on
loves
Tubi,
those,
too.
but not Sharknado.
I can't stand Sharknado.
I love Sharknado, man.
I do highly recommend Thanksgiving, and I'm telling you, trust me, watch it the week of Thanksgiving. You'll get the best time. If you like it or hate it, you're gonna get the best watching it that week.
I
don't know why.
It's Louis humor.
All right.
It's Louis humor, right? So
Like how people have like certain holiday movies they watch every year. That's literally my one. I watch
you
every
got me into it
Tuesday,
2 Thanksgivings ago.
The week of Thanksgiving, every Tuesday I watch that movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have to, and I
Put
review
it on the
it every
list.
single week or every single year. That's the only movie I'll bring back every year. It's not even close to my favorite horror movie. I don't even know what that would be, but I just love it.
It's funny,
I like
bro.
how-
The turkey bangs out a chick and
He
talks
does.
shit to her. So
Pull us back on topic. I like how Vengeance made 8 no longer canon. I thought that was fun.
Oh yeah, it's like we talked about that because it's a sequel from part 6, and then it's like everything we do takes away, like it just chronologically breaks the timeline. So we just kind of address it while they're in the woods by having them go through the notes and like, oh yeah, there's rumors about reports of him showing up in New York and all this and whatever, but it's just all people talking. It's legendary. So we don't want to completely ignore the fact that those movies happened, but just kind of made them like urban legends.
So they're just paying homage and homage and just in a cool way and throwing it out there for Friday the 13th fans that will catch that. Will catch those little things right there like that.
That's really the way to do it with continuing off of 6, because I'm sure if they had made Tom's sequel, we wouldn't have ever got Roseblood. We'd never have gotten. we would never gotten the New Blood, we never would have gotten Roseblood. But
correct.
Is there going to be a third one? People poking you for it?
Oh God, no.
He said, "Oh
No.
God, no."
If someone was going to go and pay for the whole thing, take care of all the finances, get everyone paid properly, and we could do it the right way and not have to do this whole crowdfunding and raising money, and it's a lot of work. It's almost as much work running that as it is making the film. So it's just, I'd rather do something that we could then profit off of, and start building other movies from. But it's a lot. People don't even realize how much work goes into the crowdfunding portion of it, let alone the actual movie making. And for the only thing you can really gain from it is notoriety or get some attention for what you're capable of doing for future projects. So
But
I think we've exhausted that on our end.
You and Peter need to go pitch to Paramount, because I'd love to see you guys take over.
I've been saying that
Honestly.
for years, man. There's a lot of great fan films out there. You see, I would love. I don't know how everyone gets along, but just in general, so everybody gets along. I know it's not all kumbaya, to where the fan films can be the main films, because I'm like, these people are putting their passion into it, and you're not. This is how you can tell people they love doing what they do, because they're not getting paid for it. Like, you can't make money off the movie, and they're still doing it. Like that tells me something, versus Hollywood throwing the same movie out every year, and just putting 2, 3, a slash, and this is different.
Yeah, when I was watching Vengeance today, I'm like, I wish Paramount would just pour some money, buy the fan films, and release them in a set.
I would just give it to them to release. I wouldn't even charge them. Like, I mean, it'd be great if it worked that way, and just say, hey, Paramount, here's Vengeance 2, and Roseblood. Make them canon, make them official, put them out in the world, distribute them. You take all the money. Just, it's all profit for you.
Or even, we like your story, we're going to throw $1 million at it. Make it happen again with $1 million. That would be amazing.
Yeah, whatever it is, it'd be great. But
it's kind of weird in the sense that it seems like they don't pay attention to what the fans really want and the fans really watch. Like, there's a reason why your guys' film has as many views as it does on YouTube, and people who have the Blu-rays and everything else. There's a reason for that, and it's because people really, really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, because you're not overcomplicating Friday the 13th. You're making Friday the 13th movies, which is what the fans of Friday the 13th movies want.
Yes.
We're really just filling in holes. Jason fills in Elias. I fill in what happened after 7. I think we just fill in holes that people always wanted.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
We tell the stories that we want to see.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing right there. And I guess that's why I in a way, maybe you can think of it as a good way as a fan film, because it's the fans creating the film, what the fans really want to see, not just, again, with the Hollywood, hey, let's make another Jason movie. Or, matter of fact, let's make another Halloween movie. Halloween Ends, but have nothing to do with Michael Myers. And we all went and seen it, and then we were all pissed off about it.
I like that movie.
Versus the fan films. See? And you're over here talking about me not liking Scream. You like that?
It's a good movie. Remember, I said this 1,000 times. It's as a movie, it's a 7.5 to me. As a Halloween, it's a 4 or 5. As a Michael film, it's a 0.
I said as a Christine remake,
100%.
It's pretty good as a Christine remake, but as a Halloween sequel, it's not very good.
Yeah, and Michael's the worst. Michael's not only the worst Michael, he's the worst slasher rendition ever as far as being weak. A little fucking punk bitch goes into his hideout, beats the shit out of him, takes his goddamn mask.
Yeah, that was just embarrassing.
That's like cutting someone's balls off and taking them. And
then he gets beat so easy at the end too. I'm just like, this is just stupid. What would have made that better is if, for that one, real quick on that, Halloween End should have paid homage to Halloween 3. Maybe made the mask the Shamrock thing. That's why he had all
the font. The font was 3. The font in the beginning of the film and the end of the film is 3. Yeah.
They almost went that route, and I know they almost did, but that something simple like that would have fixed the whole movie. Have a silver Shamrock in the mask, whatever. Boom, fixed.
Did you hear about the alternate ending they had? Remember, they kept showing the light tower.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's supposed to be something with Light Tower. Right next to the Light Tower, supposedly, I saw a whole thing on this. There was a factory, and at the end, they were supposed to go to, like you're saying, and to the factory, and that's where the mask went. Somehow tie it in. I don't remember how they said they were going to do that, but they cut it out. That's why they kept showing you that Light Tower, because the Light Tower was supposed to be Light Tower for like the facility. So I was like, holy shit, that would have been pretty cool. They see it as risky. We see it as awesome.
We see it as that would have fixed the movie.
Yeah.
The movie. And then You know how people say part 3 has nothing to do with the movie, Michael wasn't in it, blah 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 blah. You're like, okay, well this one ties it. This part 3 actually ties it in with these 3 because
Yeah. And if you made it so the mask, like you said, made Michael, and then you go back to the store, the warehouse, now you can say, hey, they can make more Michaels, and you keep it alive that way.
Yep.
Right.
That, and then you still have the pumpkin, the witch, and what was the other one? Skeleton mask from part 3. You could use all that as well, but you guys did it right with your film.
Thanks.
You guys know what you're doing. This is why you guys got to trade places with them. Make them work their. Why don't we do this, Hollywood? Why don't we make, you know, you got your top guys that keep doing the same boring shit that's not making you guys any money. Send them back down and pull these guys up that deserve it, that are actually making stuff that we want to see and want to watch. And we're actually sitting down and discussing them now.
Thank you.
Do something like
great.
that. You know what I mean? It's like, just like a sports team. Like if an athlete's not doing too good, they get cut, they get benched, and someone else comes up. And I think that's what we need to do with this because you guys have been sucking lately.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I heard the Jason found footage movie that they were supposed to make a few years ago, I like cringed. I'm like, how hard is it to make a freaking Friday the 13th movie? I know there's rights issues, but like some of the ideas they were pitching over the last 10 years, it's like, what?
2 major scripts came out. The one you were saying with found footage, the director of VHS was going to do that. And then there was another director, Stephen Appiocci, or what I just read his script a few days ago. That one's crazy. That shows how Elias was sacked Jason to begin with and all kinds of stuff like that. It was a crazy story.
See?
Yeah.
And that's the stuff we want to see as fans. We want to see, if you're going to do, the way I look at it, if you're going to do a remake or a reboot of these movies, and not like you guys did a mixture of tying, you know, making kind of a sequel. But if you're going to do a reboot or whatever, because you know they're going to eventually do a reboot for these, why not do something like what you guys are saying? We're just doing it, you know, you're making another Friday 13th, but just twist the story a little bit, not too much, but, you know, add his father. And this is why, pull these guys up, Hollywood. Pull them up, because they'll do it justice, and they'll make a lot of money with what you guys love. So,
and I think that we, you know, as fans, we know all the ins and outs of it. And there's like Peter said, there's the unanswered questions. There's the gaps in there that we can fill, and we care about filling those and coming up with something creative that ties into that. So it connects to things that you already know inside, and that, you know, other fans already are connected to. So you're just kind of expanding on that rather than just saying, hey, let's get the newest director, let's get the newest talent, let's get all this stuff and then some new hotshot writer and stuff, and get you guys together, see what you can do, and spurt out something that appeals to the masses so that you can make the most amount of money. And expand the audience to younger people and teenagers and people who don't like Jason. Maybe they'll come watch it, and you try to cast that wider net. But as fans, we just kind of stick to that fan-oriented direction, which I think is what makes it stronger and resonate more with fans. And which I think is smart, because that's what made it popular in the first place.
Yep.
And
well,
what you're saying with that too, I feel like if you have the fans doing it, you're eventually going to draw in more fans, younger fans, and all that, because then you're going to be like, hey, I'm going to get my niece to check this one out, because it's a little bit, it looks newer than the ones that I grew up with and love. So it'll be harder for me to show them, you know, the older ones. And then with what you guys are doing, they'll be like, oh, this is cool. And then it may make some younger fans, because they watch these awesome films, go back and now I want to know where they got these ideas from. What gave them this? And then maybe they'll want to go back and watch the originals. But with them making all these remakes and stuff to where it's too, they try to make it too watered down and too into today's too much. And it's just like, make it for what we want to see. We don't care about all this outside. We go to the movies to get away from the outside world, for one. I know you got to throw some things in there here and there, depending on what years, which I get. Just don't oversaturate it with that. But it's like, give us what we really want. And you guys definitely did that with vengeance. This was freaking awesome. This was an awesome.
And you got a good point about them going back and watching, because for a while I was kind of blown up on TikTok just talking about the experience and stuff. And I had a bunch of people come in who had never even watched Friday the 13th, who found me, who listened to the stories. They go watch Vengeance. They loved it. And then they start commenting, I just went back and watched Friday the 13th for the first time, the originals, after watching Vengeance. And so all these new fans were starting to come out from watching a fan film. And now, you know, the residuals are coming in for these actors and these old, you know, other people from the franchise. So they're making money off of what we did, because they're getting new fans and getting people watching these movies again and getting interested.
Which is a great thing. And that's why I say, instead of casting that big wide net, you cast the one that you go directly for the fans that appreciate this, that love this, that keeps these movies thriving, these franchises thriving for however many years they are. and don't do the whole wide net and water it down, because then you start losing us, the ones that dragged it here, and the ones you're trying to get, they're going to be here for 2 seconds. Oh, this is cool, and then that's it. They'll be
moving on to the next thing,
and that's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's it. And versus everyone's been here since the 80s.
I mean, stay true to the source material or make something different, right?
Thank you. And that's one of the things I was going to say is like, kudos to you guys. You guys deserve all of the accolade because, like you said, you've created something that's now driving a force within. You've done it with limited resources, but you've done it because your passion allows you guys to isolate the details and you guys get to use it in the way that's true and still able to get people around you who can make that same vision come to fruition. And that just is a testament to your egos or whatnot, because it's not just all about you, or you're making it, you got people around who you're capable, you got people you can depend on. And this doesn't get done without those people as well. So kudos to you guys and everything on it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You're right about like the passion of the not only the captains per se, but it goes all the way down. I mean, like everyone on our set, Jason, I'll tell you, just like the 25th person on set is working their ass off 16 hours a day and just doing everything because they believe in the passion. They believe in the story. And everyone tells us, I'm sure Jason the same. I've had Laura Park Lincoln, Kevin Terry, Todd Jenkins tell me, this isn't the way a set goes. Everybody hates each other on a set, and everyone's just there to do a job. They want to go home, and there's no like, we won't do anything extra. We're on our sets. Everybody, that's all they want to do is something extra. So I agree. I think you were spot on with what you said.
Yeah, and just going further on that too, because it is a fan film, and we don't have those producers and everything, those production companies coming down on us. Like Darcy DeMoss was saying, Tom McLaughlin. Like, we don't have people breathing down our neck. And they said, this is, as an artist, the creative freedom we have to do whatever. Because the first Darcy's like, well, can I say this or can I do that? I'm like, I love it. Let's do it. He's like, really? It used to be so hard to be able to get an idea in or to do something creative. And so being able to do these kills the way we want to do them, being able to tell the story we want to do and show what we want to show, story-wise or content-wise, like the actors loved it. They're like, this is better than working on a franchise film because we can actually explore our characters more and we can really be creative and not have our hands tied.
I love that, man. I love that.
And on set, people will come up with, we'll all come up with something new, or an actor will, or somebody on set will say something. Hey, why don't you try doing this? And we usually listen, and it usually changes the film. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Did you ever want to play Jason, Peter?
No, I mean, I cosplayed him. The
that
Savini
short
one.
motherfucker over there.
Yeah, but I love him too much to. I mean, at first I'm like, you know what, I could do it better than anybody because I've been watching so long, and he's kind of a physical guy like I am. But then after watching Jason do it, I mean, I was supposed to be the Savini at the end of Roseblood, at the end, that final scene. But Jason's just, I had the whole outfit here, everything, but Jason just deserves it. And he's just so much better, and he looks better, and he looks the part. So like that whole ego part of my mind has like gone away. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like I like creating a better Jason on my own than being him now.
Oh, that's awesome. That's that's big because.
Yeah, I love him, bro. I got fucking 77 masks. I was showing Riley all the masks, Jason. He was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, a little obsessed.
I got the. You were saying Jason, I think, right? Taylor, Ash versus Jason, Ash versus Freddy versus what the fuck?
Jason versus Ash.
Yeah. Sorry, I had all the comics and everything. Remember, at the end, he gets shot with the shotgun, and the lower half of his mask comes off. It's all black with lines.
Yeah.
I have that mask. I had that mask made because I love that comic part. That look of him. You can see his teeth and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Both those books are awesome. Like,
phenomenal.
Grades, they're so good.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give us a tour of your masks one of these days, Peter.
I mean, if I had money, I'm supposed to get these. I have stands for like 8 of them that I like, and then I have older stands. I want like at least 25 stands, and then I want inserts for every single mask that I have, so I can like highlight them in a video.
Nice.
I got a question for everybody. If Sturdy doesn't mind, what's your favorite kill in a Friday the 13th movie?
I'll go first because it's easy. Favorite kill is Jason dying in part 4 at the end. Everybody always gives me a Jason kill, but no, dude, when he fell on that machete and slid down that machete, dude, to me, that's the best kill in all the franchise.
That's a different answer.
Yeah. How great is that kill, though? If that was a regular camper, you'd have thought it was great, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But I always root for Jason, so I can't go with that. Favorite. Damn you, Jason. That's a tough ass question because there's
I think
so
Brooks knows
many
his, right?
great
You have
ones.
Yeah. I mean, I really like in part 9 the tent slicing the girl in half and stuff, but to me, it's like it's not really Jason. So but I like the effect on that one. But the nitroglycerin in X when it smashed the face in there?
Smash the face. That was
No, liquid
Yeah.
nitrogen. Sorry,
Liquid nitrogen. I always
not
get it
nitrogen.
fucking wrong.
That's because Todd did it that one time, or whatever his name, and we messed it up. Yeah.
So that one, liquid nitrogen face, and then smashing it. That was amazing.
Mine is the bed kill in Freddy vs. Jason. Folds up
after stabbing him 10 times.
Yeah.
You know what one I really, really enjoyed? I won't necessarily call it my favorite, but was the campfire kill in 2009 in the intro.
With the knapsack.
That was part 7 beating her against that was dope.
Yeah, but the 2009 where she was cooking in there, that was pretty fucking cool too.
That was.
And then she fell out and she was all bubbly. Yeah,
and that was what made that stand out even more because that was just the intro. I was like, oh man, we're getting.
You could argue that's the best opening 15 minutes in any film ever.
They
do the backstory. They do her being burned. The guy steps on the fucking fucking bear trap. Then he gets hit with the machete. And I mean, that was a great opening. You saw Jason in the sack version, which was an awesome version. I love that opening.
That opening was so long. I was waiting for the end credits to roll when that.
Longest opening scene credit ever, right?
I think so.
Seeing that in theaters, and right once that intro comes, it's boom, it hits screen Friday the 13th. Including myself, what I don't usually do is everybody was clapping and cheering, like, oh shit. It was so. I
was like, oh dude, this movie's spot on. And then it just kind of, I mean, Mirrors is great. It's hard for me to even figure out what's wrong with that film. It's really just the characters. You just do not give a shit about any of the fucking characters.
No, I'll tell you what my issue was with it. And I wish it was based more in the 80s, honestly, or just even 90s. They were on their phones too much. It wasn't dark enough for me. Like the intro was great. If it stuck with that theme, like the same feel and the vibes of the intro, and I'm not even mad about how the camp was set up and Jason had all those traps and all that other stuff. I thought that was dope. But like you're saying with the characters, it just didn't have that same feel with them as a Jason movie as it does with every other movie. And of course with this one right here that we just watched, where it's kind of taking away when you see them too much. It's kind of taken away. It doesn't really feel like a Friday the 13th film until you see Jason.
Yeah.
I don't like Jason kidnapping and holding hostages or using like gun weapon type things, shooting crossbows or bows and arrows or anything like that. I just feel like he's more animalistic and not having that fine dexterity or anything. So that's what took away from me. But that's not Derek's fault. Derek did a great job.
Yeah.
Derek was great.
But Jason, Taylor, and Chris, worst name. What are your 2 favorite kills?
I just said Freddy vs. Jason, the bed.
Oh, that's right. What'd you say? First name, or did you?
I didn't yet. Mine is kind of weak, but it's the scene where they're out at the rave, because I kind of count that as like one whole little shebang where he gets lit on fire and then the dude's still sitting there, waits, starts slashing, and all of a sudden you start seeing halves of people and shit, blood everywhere.
That was a fun scene, though. That was a fun Jason scene right there.
I'm sure the internet's gonna at me, but I love Freddy vs. Jason so much.
I was telling Sturdy same deal. I was like, you know what? I gotta watch that again soon. He was like, has it been a while? It's like 6 months or so.
Best trailer in the history of Friday the 13th. That was expensive. They put a lot of money in that film, and that trailer where the corn maze was on fire when Jason was on fire, and Freddy portraying himself in that dream like a shadow on the street, and then you're like, holy shit, dude! I remember that trailer. I was like, I can't believe we're gonna, after Jason X, I'm like, I can't believe we're gonna get what we always wanted. I'm like, I was so pumped, and then you find out Kane's not in it, and then you go into it, and Jason's just a fucking I don't even know what the fuck he is. Frankenstein. It just wasn't that good. Another movie that was terrible characters.
No, I liked it, and I got a pre-release press screening of it, and was able to go in with another friend of mine named Jason. And you walk in, you had to choose sides. You either choose Freddy or Jason. They give you a Freddy mask or a Jason mask, and you get in the theater, and everyone was just cheering and screaming and yelling at the screen the whole time. The energy was so high.
That's awesome.
And so that just made the whole experience for me. So I can't watch it without feeling that again. So I think that's a big reason why I really love it too.
When real quick, when Jason showed up in that room, when they pulled Freddy into that room where it was on fire and he was across the table with him, shit, bro, the whole crowd jumped up and went crazy. Yeah, it's different when you're in the theater for sure.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
is. Yeah, it really is. And Dadpool said his favorite kill is from part 6. Paintball guy smashes his face up against the tree and pulls back, sees a smiley face.
I hate that kill,
And
bro.
it's his
I
arm.
fucking hate that kill. That's the reason why 6 is that smiley face and another joke or two are the reason why 6 is below 4 for me. And I know that most people love it. I get it. They're like, oh, I love that comedy. I'm like, I fucking don't. You know, like a smiley face. You know, that wasn't CJ either. I forgot the gentleman's name, Jason. He's a big like stunt guy now, right?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I forgot what the reasoning was for that part 2, as far as why he wasn't.
They said he looked weak and chubby.
Okay.
Yeah, you had too much ass.
Yeah. Because when CJ, the picture, somebody brings it to him, he goes, hey, look at this. And he pulls up his phone and he shows him back then with abs. You know, he was pretty jacked up. And he goes, see that tummy? That's not me, man. I just want to let you know, So it's funny.
That's, yeah. Oh, man. CJ was great, too. Great guy to meet.
He's a ball buster on set, ask Jason.
Oh, he's a prankster.
Yeah.
He's pranked me so many times. And
he'll make fun of like what team you are, if you have muscle, if you don't have muscle, like whatever. Call me shorty, whatever. Like he bought. He's a Raiders fan, so he bought, what was it, like 20 little, like, I don't know if they're magnets or little symbols of Raiders. And he hit them all along. Yeah, he hit them all over Sean's house and property and back houses and guest houses and shit. Put them in toilet paper. Yeah.
Oh, that's his drill.
Yeah, his drill.
At the premiere in Blairstown, when we had the premiere for Vengeance, he snuck into my Airbnb in my room ahead of time and planted a bunch of like fake spiders under the pillow and in the shower and all this stuff. And
when we went to Connecticut Horror Fest,
oh yeah,
he fucking stole Brooks' table and fucking rolled it all the way down in the corner in the morning. We get there and all our shit was there, and we're like, what the fuck happened? And then the guy's like, hey, CJ Graham stole your table. So it's funny. He's a funny dude.
And then on Vengeance at the end, and the whole scene where we're faced off, Elias and Jason are faced off, and he lifts the mask up, and he's talking to me, and he says, "You're not my boy." He talked to the director ahead of time, and on the last take, he does that. He's it's all tense and it's just pouring rain. Everyone's miserable, and he lifts the mask up and he says, "Jason, I love you," and then plants a big fucking kiss on me. Then I've got like all the slime and goo running down the face and stuff, and I have no idea because I can barely see. I got silicone in my eyes in the rain, and it's just dark, and I'm like, wait, that's not the line. And I thought he fell into me or something, but everyone's cheering and laughing, and it's in the behind the scenes on the DVD. But yeah, he's just always trying to do funny stuff.
Yeah.
See, and that I'm sure that makes things more fun and just kind of, like you said, probably loosen things up on set when it gets tense or just people are just not even out of like, it's just exhaustion. I'm assuming people are just.
Oh yeah.
Jason interviewed with CJ in Arizona when he lived there, and CJ told the story of how he bust balls with Kane and how one time he took Kane's table name and stuff and put it on the men's bathroom. So Jason does the interview. I go, bro, I was there. And he goes, no, and I had pictures, and I sent it to Brooks, and it's in the behind the scenes of Vengeance. So I actually have the pictures of CJ like ripping down, or Kane ripping down CJ's name tag like everywhere. His own name tag that CJ put. It's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
And in the interview, every time I'd bring up Kane, he said, well, you and Kane Hodder. He's like, who? Kane what? Who's Kane?
And I love how a few of the Jasons have that banter with each other. Like I've met a few of them on at cons. And as a matter of fact, I believe it was Steve. I can't remember if it was Steve Dash. It was one of the Jasons. It may have been Steve Dash. That was at the same, because I met 3 Jasons at one con. And when I was going to get an autograph for the other Jason, he was like, "Fuck that guy over there." I was just laughing. He's like, "Go tell him that." I was like, "No."
Dude, if you go online, the best trio ever is Kane, CJ, and Steve. You'll fall down a rabbit hole of them being interviewed places, bro. They make fun of each other and laugh. They were by far the best 3 at panels ever.
See, and I love stuff like that where they do that, because that it just makes the fans more excited when you see that, when you hear that, and it makes you want to go back and just watch the movies just because they made you laugh right there. It's like, oh shit, now I gotta go watch part 2, part 6, and part 7 like right now.
Yeah.
And oh man, hats off to you guys for this film. This was awesome.
Jason's undermask at the end, dude. That would look sick, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have no the look of Jason was perfect in my opinion. I have no complaints about that.
Oh, thank you.
They really did their thing with this, and like how you were saying earlier, how you talked talked to all the other Jasons, and then Steve was like, "Listen, make it your own." And again, I seen that you made it your own, but I can see you're paying homage to all of them in your own way. But you made it your own completely. Like nobody can say like you copied this Jason or that Jason, which is another awesome thing I love about the Friday the 13th films with all the different Jasons besides Kane with 7 through X is everybody had their own style that was unique, and nobody copied the other Jason, which I thought was just awesome. It's like, let me just make it my own.
Yeah.
And I guess it makes it easier for us fans to pick our favorites, and as far as our favorite, not our favorite film through those, but our favorite Jasons, because everybody's their own Jason.
Did you notice, Aaron, too, that they had Bugsy from the game in the movie?
Yep. I was pointing out to my wife. I was like, he's in the game.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a character I usually use. Yeah.
Yeah, Bugsy, the guy says, "Fucking bears."
Little
That
bears.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like Bugsy, kind of. Got the haircut and everything. Yeah.
Yep. That's actually the character I usually use because I usually try to go for the colored characters when I can. So. But but in the games, I do the complete opposite of what I really do in real life. If Jason's after me, I'm not going to try to fight him at all because that's just going to be stupid. But in the game, I can't help myself. I don't want to escape. I want to fight him. I'm like, come on.
You want to kill him? Yeah.
Try to. I don't ever succeed, but I don't care.
You've never killed him? You never killed him?
Because at the same time, I love watching the kills in that game. So it's just like, I don't even get mad. I'm like, I just want to fight him a little bit. I don't want him to like do a cool kill that I haven't seen yet. That would be my goal every time. Complete opposite what the game is about, but hey, listen.
Yeah.
If you're having fun.
Yes. You guys have any other questions for that? Jason or First Name?
Sorry, my throat's just dry. I'm good. Like I said, these guys deserve their flowers, and hopefully we see some development.
Have you guys
from
seen
them.
V2?
Yeah.
Thursday.
I've seen half of it, and I'm like, I need to watch V1 again. So I just rewatched V1. So
I really think if you liked V1, you're gonna love V2, especially the end.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't
That's the thing is like I keep hearing that it's people love it throughout, but I've seen it so many times. I'm waiting for the halfway mark because it grabs you by the balls and doesn't stop from midpoint on, and it's
from the road scene on, right?
Or just shortly after that.
Yeah.
So I get excited when I'm in a theater with an audience or anything like that, and I'm just like, okay, come on. Yeah, but it's once we get there, it just hits the gas.
That's awesome.
That's great.
That's like the same thing with me with Rosebud. You watch-alongs, and Jason's not into the end, and you see everyone that kind of like the story and everything, and then when Jason comes, it's just Brooks just goes balls to the fucking wall. Within like 15 minutes, he kills everybody. So it was just fucking insanity, and you see people's react. They start to get into it. And it's cool to see that too. I agree.
See, I like that.
Because you made it, and you made them react the way you react when you watch the film. So it's so cool, you know.
Yep.
I can't wait to see part. I don't remember if I watched part 2 or not because I remember watching Vengeance around when it came out.
We finished. Hey, the prisoner and Jason finished their fight in part 2.
Okay.
Remember how we were face to face in 1?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that. Good. I get to see that. I get to see where that goes now.
It's not good for me, dude.
Oh, I know.
see
how it goes.
So now you got your homework. You all got to watch part 2, beginning to end, before Thursday. So.
Oh, we will because
you'll have lots of questions.
Reviewing that one on Thursday, and again, like I said, I cannot wait. We're ready for that. We'll be ready for that. I do have to give you guys a word of advice. So this is very, very important. If you eat potato chips, don't eat these ones. Roasted cumin lamb skewer flavor.
Oh,
yeah.
You actually got those?
I did.
Roasted cumin lamb, I think.
And they're don't do that. Don't eat those. That's my advice for you guys. You don't
appreciate that.
He was wondering why it was a little salty.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's a good one, dude. People try to get too fan. Like, you guys like pineapples on the pizza or potatoes and shit?
I'm an islander. Pineapple goes with everything. I eat avocado for breakfast.
Yeah, avocado, but I don't think pineapple goes with the kind of burns, you know?
It's delicious, man. I just had some on a pizza earlier today, actually. Yeah. I didn't make it, though. Don't worry. I didn't burn it.
Yo, I just went to the shooting sites for part 2. Did you see me post it?
I seen some of them. Yeah, I seen.
Yeah, I went
some
with
of them.
Riley. We went to more. We went to the casino where the casino was. It was burned down. We went to the main cabin, but it's fucking blocked with a gate. We were gonna push it open and fucking drive through, but I don't feel like getting arrested.
Not to, nah.
But yeah.
All of a sudden, there's a helicopter up. Somebody hops out a
Yeah.
Charger in a black suit.
So I've heard that it's like their summer house and they're not even there all the time. That you can get close, but it's not worth it, you know.
Free Airbnb.
They're gonna tow my car. I'm fucking an hour from home. Like, what, you know, it's not gonna be good.
Nah, it wouldn't be worth it.
No. I can't run. I'm legally handicapped. I can't fucking run. So Riley's fucking a big dude. I don't think he's making it far, so it wouldn't have been good.
You got us.
Yeah, it's one of those.
We're not gonna run if you towed my car. We may have tried to run to the car, but
yeah. But it was cool seeing this stuff. It's sad that the house outside of Alice's is gone. That's in Waterbury, and it's just a parking lot. And for some reason, there's only 3 houses they destroyed on 2 blocks, and that was one of the 3. I have no idea why.
It for stuff like that, it kind of baffles my mind at times, because I'm like, you know that there's fans of these films that are like diehard fans that would pay just to walk through this house, and you guys can do something with that, but you don't.
They just don't know. They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't get it, you know. That's like the agents, every time they get these people, like in the last 5 years, they've gotten so many more people than they never got before. Just explain to them you can make big money. The guy from Part 4, Rob, I play his brother James Gear in Fall of Camp Blood. I called him in Fall of Camp Blood. I read a note from him, and I told Riley, how would it be if we actually got him to read it? You know, it was cooler than me reading it. So I called him, and he's like, no one's going to care about that. And I was like, are you insane? I'm like, people will love that. And he's like, nah. So I said, I'll pay you $250 just to read this thing for 30 seconds. He's like, no, I don't want the credit. I said, I'll uncredit you if you could just do it. And he's like, dude, I don't think you understand. Nobody cares. I said, no, you don't understand. That everybody cares. If he would have went in costume and did pictures with Ted White for the last 10 years, he would have made a couple $100,000
easily.
I would have paid. I'd pay $200 for that all day long. Yeah, right, Jason? Wouldn't you? Yeah, him and Ted White back together, bro. He's killing me. Get the fucking little mini hook thing out, bro. Yeah, that would have been great. So I get excited. Sorry.
If only, man. If only.
Yeah. But that's what they do. What they do with Judy Aronson. Somebody say, "Hey, get naked," or she's not really naked, but look like you're naked in the raft, and we'll sell pictures of you in the raft, and it sells out every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's smart. It's smart. Again, we're fans.
Like you said, it's like you said, Aaron. You give them what they want. That's what they want.
And you're a fan asking for it. And listen, I want you to be in this movie. Just say this line. Here's $250.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of this franchise. You don't understand. I have a tattoo on the back of my big bald head of a Jason mask. I don't. But I'm sure you would have said that if it would have got him in the.
Oh, I would have said anything. I would have sent him nudes if I fucking had to. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's awesome. Got to get the job done, man.
Yeah, no one's gonna ask. Yeah, I got him. Don't worry about it. Just like this. Don't worry about
it. Everything's got a price.
Yeah.
Oh man, this was fun. Holy shit, that was hilarious.
That's Hollywood for you.
Yeah.
Oh man. I guess we can wrap this one up though, guys. I want you guys to let everyone know where they can find you. Peter and Jason, whoever wants to go first. I do have your guys' links in the description.
I got a Linktree now. I didn't even put it up yet. At the Peter Anthony or the real Peter Anthony, pretty much everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube is Peter Anthony Productions, where I have Roseblood, Fall of Camp Blood on there that you can watch those movies for free.
And I'm the Jason Brooks official on just about everything. And then Real Fiction Studios, realfictionstudios.com, all Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff.
Go check those guys out. They do some dope stuff. And go buy their movies. Yes, you can watch them on YouTube, but go buy them too. Go support them, because we want more of this type of content. We have to show Hollywood, like, listen, these are the guys you need to be paying to make these movies. So let's show Hollywood by getting these movies.
Thanks.
Getting these views up, because again, then we'll start getting better movies all around, not just horror. I mean, that's my favorite genre by far, but not just horror, but just in general, all around. We're getting creative people who just don't have the finances or the backing to, yo, Hollywood, look, this is an actual good script. This is an actual good movie. This is an actual good show. This is something different. This is what the fans want. How do I know? Because I'm a fan and I wrote it with fans and created it with fans of this. Not just, hey, you, I need you to write this about this movie that you've never heard of, don't care about. Should I watch the other ones? No, don't watch the old ones. Don't even ask fans. Just look at the mask and write your own idea. Like that's what you guys are basically doing. And then you copy and paste that. Stop that.
Here's some bullet points. Develop around that.
Yeah.
But what about this amazing fan film? No.
Yeah.
They're gonna do what we said.
Yeah.
But that's how they're gonna fail eventually. And the indies are gonna start moving up more and more and more. And I want to see it. And I can't wait to see it. I appreciate what you guys did with these films.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you having us on here.
Of course, man. Of
We'll
course.
see you again on Thursday, man.
Yes, I cannot wait.
You're gonna do Fall Camp Blood eventually, right?
That's on the list.
Okay.
I have the whole schedule. Not only do I have the whole schedule out, like already out on my Facebook group, which I had to redo because Facebook deleted my other one. But anyways, on my Facebook group, I have a post of all of the films that we've reviewed and are going to review with the dates that we're going to be reviewing them. So for the fans that want to be in the comments along with these, you'll know the days we're going to be reviewing them. So you can watch the movies ahead of time or whenever, and boom, you can jump in the comments and talk about all this stuff like Dad, who always does. Shout out to him. I'm prepared, guys. I'm ready.
Yeah. Next time, Jason, maybe a Thursday, and I'll do it for Fall Camp Blood. I'll take this live feed and throw it in my pages, and then we'll get more questions, maybe.
Hell yeah. I can even I can tell you about that behind the scenes because I can send you a link to where it can draw it to your YouTube and all that, and then it'll draw the comments all into one thing when we're live.
Yeah. I use StreamYard. I think I see. I don't know if I see them all. Maybe I do. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Jason and Worst Damn, you all let the viewers know where they can find you guys as well.
At 3 Geeks Podcast, anywhere you find podcasts.
At the Worst Damn Gamer on every single platform, literally, that you can find it.
And
it's my gamer tag too.
There you go. And for Jason and Peter, Jason Brooks and Peter, I'll say, so we don't get mixed up. Those two guys have dope podcasts, and it'd be great. I mean, if you guys wanted to go talk about your films over on their shows.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a podcast now, so yeah, let me know. Hit me up.
Nice. Absolutely.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to invite myself over there too.
Yeah, you do, man. Yeah. Definitely.
But seriously, I love doing this kind of stuff and kind of connecting and getting more eyes on everyone's things because we all deserve it. We all bust our ass. We all love what we're doing with this. And to find me, guys, go to horrorsource30.com. You'll find all my stuff. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I greatly, greatly appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you guys go check out Vengeance. Make sure you guys go check out Roseblood. Go check out all the Friday the 13th fan films. Go check out all the fan films and all the indie films because, again, show them the love because they deserve it. They put the passion, the blood, sweat, and tears in it. And they actually love what they're doing because, again, not everybody's making a lot of money like Hollywood. So go check them out.
Thanks, man.
See you in your nightmares. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you.